Now I know only I can stop the rain. What's going on, factions? What's going on, my friend? First one in. Holy smokes. Bum, bum, bum. Uh-oh. What's going on, my friend? How you been? How was your week? Got everything set up. We're ready to roll. We are ready to roll. I was thinking about coming in hot with some DMX since we lost DMX today. RIP to DMX. Unfortunately, I would probably get copyright striked. I would probably not be able to do this. So unfortunately, I couldn't do that. But I was definitely listening to some DMX, reminiscing of my high school days. And it was nice. It was nice. It was nice, especially when we've had such terrible stock luck this week. But it is what it is. Man, it was good to see AITX have a run today. Artificial intelligence, I've been waiting for that one to kind of just have a little bit of a breakout. Ran up 25%. YRLLF, another, drone company. Drone company doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good, actually, factions. I got the one and done vaccine today. I got the J&J, the Johnson & Johnson. It kind of caught me off guard. I didn't even realize that the person that issued the shot gave me the shot. And then as, they make you wait 15 minutes. I don't know if you've got it or not, but I got it and they made me wait 15 minutes. And it felt like, the best way to describe it, most people can't really relate to it. But in my situation, it felt like I got hit by like a 90-mile-an-hour fastball in my arm. And then since then, I've really been fine. I'm kind of just tired now, but I feel I'll be all right. Honestly, on GNUS, man, I don't know. At this point, we're really just waiting for PR. We're waiting for some release. That's just basically what we're waiting for. As far as a price target, as far as a price target, I honestly, I don't really have one. The only reason is because there's nothing to really put a price target on. I mean, this company is, has 3 different avenues, and it's just the way it is sometimes with penny stocks. So, like I showed the other day, I have 12,000 shares, and I'm down like $800. So, that's one that we may have missed out on. I'm still holding for the long term, and the reason I say that is just because drones haven't actually happened yet, as far as like a package delivery or even just really kind of what they're involved with. It's just not fully functioning yet, so I still think we have some time. I'm a long-term investor anyways, so I'm holding out. I put the money in there for a reason, so that's kind of my thought on GNUS. I'm completely off topic. That's completely my fault. I was thinking of, I saw the GN. What was I thinking of? People have been hounding me about this drone company. Bantech. Sorry, completely way off. My fault. GNUS, price target, $5. $5 current, and that the only reason why I'm doing that is because it's a very short-term price target. I feel that we have, as we start to really get out of things, start to really, show what they're capable of doing. The Stan Lee thing was incredible. Obviously, they're doing a bunch of shows. I really like what GNUS is doing. I call it GNUS. It's genius. But I'm really excited about it. I really am. I got back into it, and, I was out of it for a while. And I got back into it right around, I think, $1, $2 maybe. And, yeah, I'm holding. I have 300 shares on my retirement side, and then I have roughly 25 on the other side. So yeah, I'm extremely, extremely happy in the direction in which we're headed. So I really like everything that they're doing, and they're doing a ton. They really are. They're doing a ton, and it's exciting. I mean, there's just a lot of cartoons that they're coming out with, and everything that is related. I mean, heck, if you think about it, they probably got it. So I mean, Tesla, Elon Musk is potentially going to have one. All the Stan Lee stuff. I mean, it's incredible. All the partnerships that they're doing, all the major leadership that is in place that has done previous stuff. I mean, it's incredible. So I'm really excited. You haven't got the vaccine yet? Yeah, I wanted to wait and at least get the one shot. It's not that I wasn't going to get 2 shots. It's just I wanted to get the opportunity just to get the one, and just get it out of the way. Jib jab bonjour. What's going on, Darren? What is going on, my friend? Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the people are kind of late to the party or they don't show up tonight, because I know Tim was getting his first shot. I'm not sure who else, but yeah, it's kind of crazy. The place I actually went to, they actually were in Kansas City. They were putting out 4,000 shots. So it was a big kind of like, line that you would go through, and you would fill out everything beforehand, and then you show up, just prove that, all your paperwork, everything, and then they get you, and then off you went. Is it still pretty bad up there in Canada? I know the Blue Jays are playing, not in Toronto, so I know that they're waiting to play their home games, so it must still be somewhat not too good there, because they're waiting. I'll be driving home, but I'm listening. I appreciate that, Nora. Thanks for coming in, as always. I appreciate it. Guys, if you get a chance, swing on over, check out Nora's channel. It is absolutely, absolutely tremendous. She was on last week. I actually dove in and really looked to see how, what was going on with the audio, and it was a lot more in-depth than I thought. So I'm going to have to really do some things the next time, we want to have Nora on. And the reason is because you have to download another program. You have to connect it through OBS and Zoom, and they have to connect to each other. So then her audio is then picked up on the OBS side. It was just incredible, watching this guy break it down on YouTube. So in order to do that next time, I'm going to have to really download the program and dive in deeper. But it was awesome still to have her on last time. Try to get her more people to her channel for sure, because she definitely deserves it. Had the Astras in here in London, and then all the blood clot stuff hit news. God help us all. Yeah, so Darren, I know you're in the UK. Some people were in Canada. So in the UK, yeah, you guys are still getting it pretty good. Yeah. So that was crazy too. So I go get the Johnson & Johnson today. Come to find out that that's causing blood clots too. I'm like, I don't know what to say. I have also been in the military, and I went through a line and got 6 shots at once. So who knows what I already have going through me. I feel like I got hit by a pitch. That's exactly what I said. It felt like I took 90 to the arm. But, since then, I didn't take any Tylenol. I didn't take anything pain related, and I feel actually pretty solid right now. I know tomorrow I'm probably gonna be like, oh my god, where's a sling? I need some ice. Well, we did good then, considering. Yeah, I think so. Honestly, I think we did pretty solid. What's going on, Wednesday? Appreciate you coming in. Hey, no worries at all. Nora was on the channel Wednesday. We had Nora on as a guest, and it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome to talk. We had some audio issues, but it was still a blast. Still had a lot of engagement with the chat. It was a ton of fun. That's what I enjoy doing, is having people on. I found out that there's a lot that I have to, study more as far as doing that again, but it was still a ton of fun. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I got the vaccine today, but other than that, I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself? Shot one down. I heard the second one is brutal. Yeah, that's what one of my good friends at work got his first one, and he said the doctor was like, hope you're ready for the second one. Tim, what's going on? Appreciate you. There's 2 Tims in here now. Check out INND if they get into Walmart or BJ's, etc. I got in at 006 and currently 048. Anyways, you are in on Humble's blockchain. If so, which blocks? So Tim, I have actually checked out INND. I've heard what is going on. I actually watched, the last conference call that the CEO put on. It was very interesting. I think that they have a pretty good chance. It all depends on, their motivation and how driven they truly are. At least that's what the vibe I'm getting. I mean, it sounds like they have a plan in place. They really want to, and that would be absolutely incredible. I know that when they did the conference call, it started to trend down. That was last Friday, I believe. So yeah, it was very interesting to watch. And I am in on Humble's ETXs. It took me 4 days to figure it out. And I think that's the only downside is their app or their YouTube channel actually walks you through how to do it, but it doesn't tell you how to do it from the I guess the other companies. So like Coinbase, Bittrex, at least I haven't seen yet. I haven't checked out any more. But I was able to get into block 3. I just wanted to kind of get involved with it right out the gate and then kind of settle in. And then if I want to get into more later on, I can. Coinbase Pro obviously doesn't offer as much as Bittrex. So if I really wanted to dive deep into the ETXs, I would have to get Bittrex or Binance, I think it is. But yeah, Bittrex offers a lot more, and it's very interesting on how the whole system works. So basically what the bots are doing is you invest your money, and what the bots are doing is they're finding opportune times to actually invest your money into those cryptos that it's involved with. So it doesn't initially, unless obviously the opportune time is right there, it doesn't actually just immediately put your money to work. It waits for the best opportunity, and then it puts your money to work. So I think that's absolutely incredible. I've been hearing a ton of stuff. So yeah, I'm excited I'm in block 3. It's just Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, I believe. And it put that in there right away. And yeah, it's going to work for me. If POWW takes off, then it's me. If it tanks, then blame the other Tim. Just kidding. Yeah, Tim, I haven't even had a chance to get in. I bought a lot of other things on the dip, and it's not that I don't want to get in. I really do want to get in because I think I know the direction in which it's headed. And after doing the video and really diving in and putting in the research, I believe in the direction in which it's heading. I think everything that they offer, the versatility and the variety of different, ammunition that they offer, I think it's absolutely incredible. Obviously, they do military, they do police, they do just your regular, sports shooter that's going out. I think it's incredible what they're doing. It's just the fact that I don't have the funds right now because I was putting it into things like I added way more to LTNC. I've been really dabbling into INCT, which I did a video on the other day, because it's down tremendously. So I've been adding to some of the positions I have. I talked to you guys the other day in Discord. I think maybe it was you on the side, Tim, that I talked to. I have 41 holdings. And so I think I'm getting a little bit too spread out as well. And so I might have to start narrowing it in. One of the big things that, I watched Trey's trades when he did the interview with Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street. And, I took some things from that. He seemed very disappointed the next day because it just wasn't, what he was expecting, I don't think. I don't want to speak for him, obviously, but he just seemed very disappointed and down the next day. It also looked like it was very early in the morning, so he could have just woken up. But yeah, he seemed very disappointed in the situation. I actually felt like I learned a lot from Jordan, and at least from his perspective when he was talking about the direction in which the market could be heading, and how things are going to respond based on inflation, based on interest rates, based on how the market functions. He explained back in 2008 when we had the housing crash, and then how everything responded with the .com bubble and everything. I thought that was absolutely incredible. He talked about how a lot more people started to put their money into the stock market after that, because it was interest rates were being really driven down on bonds. So a lot of those big institutes, a lot of the big banks weren't getting good returns, so they felt like they were going to make more money in the stock market. So it makes sense when you start to see, the interest rates going up. A lot of big banks and stuff like that are taking their money and putting them into bonds because they know they're going to get good interest rates, good returns on that. So I thought it was an incredible interview from that perspective. He really hit on Bitcoin and really hit on cryptocurrency. It sounds like he's very involved with that now. So I really did learn a lot from that interview, even though, he seemed disappointed because it didn't sound like, Trey is very involved and very driven by AMC. That's a lot of what he talks about on his channel. And it didn't sound like Jordan was very supportive of that. And I think that's what really led Trey down. So, but yeah, I think from an overall just understanding of what the market is, and his knowledge was just incredible too. So if you get a chance, go check out Trey's Trades. Go check out that interview with Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street. It was incredible. It's already got like over 100,000 views. It's absolutely incredible. So yeah, I thought it was absolutely amazing. Solid play in my opinion, at least $10 minimum incoming after Q2 earnings. Their tracer rounds are pretty cool to see. Take a look later. Yeah, so actually in the military, I shot tracer rounds. Not specifically theirs, obviously, but I was able to night fire a lot. And that's one thing that you're really paying attention to is, at least on our belts for the weapon system that I was shooting, every third one was a tracer, so you were actually able to see where your round was going. It was absolutely incredible. Night fires were a ton of fun because you were still trying to hit targets and things like that. It was really incredible. So yeah, tracer rounds are really cool, and the fact that they're providing it, some of them to the military, is pretty sweet. It's getting tons of views, so he will be okay. Yeah, I think it's to the point with Trey too, though, Nora, is the fact that he's making a ton of money off of what he's doing. And I think it's more for the fact that he wants, to give back to, as he refers to them, as apes, as his, his gorillas and stuff like that. So I understand why he was a little bit disappointed, but yeah, he's definitely getting the views and things like that for sure. I'm sorry, I can't really invest in a POWW. Completely understand, Wednesday. And, it's not for everyone. It's not everybody's, thoughts. They don't like everything about it. It's understandable. And I had no hesitation putting out the video by no means, because it's different. It's a different perspective, and people have different styles of investing. People have different viewpoints. And so I had no problem doing the video by no means. So yeah, I like doing a ton of videos on different things, and it's just giving more opportunity to more people. Because I did actually do some research on how many people have done videos on POWW, and there really wasn't a ton, and there's a couple people that have hit it consistently, and it was kind of incredible to hear their thoughts too. Leo D is a way cooler Jordan than Jordan is at being Jordan, if that makes sense. I got you. Yeah, completely understand that. Yeah, I think he took on the role pretty good, and I think he really did the Wolf of Wall Street. He really played that character perfectly, I feel. Because I had no idea who Jordan Belfort was. I didn't actually pay attention to him even after the movie until later on, and I still feel like he is very knowledgeable of what's going on. It's just how he portrays it and brings it about. I do actually follow him on Instagram too. Sometimes he does post some pretty incredible stuff. He does a lot of, his podcast is really good too, I hear. My friend had 4 used car lots. He consolidated his 4 lots into 2 lots because he believes we are in a big bubble to help ease the cost of overhead and stay profitable. Completely understand, Tim. It all made sense to what Jordan was saying too. He says that he just doesn't understand how inflation isn't becoming an issue right now, and how it's kind of being just, we're printing money constantly. We're talking about another, trillions and trillions of dollars for infrastructure and things like that, and where this money's coming from. And, the government's just constantly printing money, but inflation hasn't really been exposed yet. And he doesn't understand how that's happening. So, it completely makes sense to why he's concerned. He doesn't believe that, we're going to have an immediate bear market in the next week or so. He says he obviously doesn't know if that's going to happen, but He more talked about like 2 to 3 years away, and he kept kind of emphasizing 2 to 3 years. But yeah, that makes sense, Tim. What's going on, Chang? I appreciate you coming in. I always appreciate the comments, my friend. It means a ton. I see you on Twitter all the time. It means a ton. It really does. So this microchip storage is crazy. I was on several car lots lately, and the new inventory sucks because there's nothing there. The used market is overly inflated as well. Yeah, and honestly, Tim, just from my personal experience, as I've gotten older and I start to understand investments, clearly vehicles, especially new vehicles, are by far the worst investment you can get because of how much they depreciate the moment you take it off the lot. And, that's just kind of the situation. That's how it's always kind of become. And, a lot more people, when they go to look for a vehicle, they obviously immediately look used. And so, yeah, I completely understand. I always wanted a fancy car. And as I've gotten older, I'm like, that doesn't really mean anything to me. Like, I don't need to be driving some incredible car. I do want a Tesla for sure. That's definitely in the works. Like, in the next however many years, I do plan on getting a Tesla, but I don't plan on like going out and getting like $150,000 car or anything like that. Like, that's just never been my intention. How April gonna bull versus bear? Honestly, I feel like we're just kind of in a stagnant state right now. And if you kind of pay attention to the market, which I've been really kind of paying attention to the Dow, the Nasdaq, and the S&P pretty heavily, and we really aren't like influxing a ton. Like, you're not seeing big swings in the upward direction. You're not really seeing massive swings in the downward direction. I think we're kind of just honestly in a phase right now. It seems like it really does seem like the OTC market is kind of down right now, and I think that a lot of things are being staged to go in the upward direction. Like, there's just a lot of positive catalysts that are coming for OTC. I feel like a lot more people are playing OTCs now. It's just they're a lot more apparent, and like you're seeing them everywhere. Where like when I first started doing YouTube, like OTCs weren't as popular, at least from a YouTube perspective, and then I would say probably about 7 months into me doing YouTube, that's when OTCs just started flooding the market. Everyone was covering them. I wanted to join on because there was actually a lot of stocks that I was interested in that were OTCs, and you guys are seeing me play those out now. So honestly, that's just my thoughts on like kind of where the market is. I do envision like have us kind of coming out of this a little bit and really kind of going in the upward direction, but for how long, I don't know. It really kind of just depends on, interest rates. It really depends on inflation. It really depends on, the market, like the economy opening back up and a lot more people being able to get back to somewhat of a normalcy. A lot more people are getting the vaccine. So I think it's going to really kind of depend. CWRK today down to 228. And up quickly to 2.5. Yeah, for sure. I really like that one. I did a video on that one, and I think for where we're heading in the future when it comes to that type of thing, I think that they're very early on. They're not quite to a humble by no means, but I think they kind of have a good game plan when it comes to crypto. They have a good game plan for when it comes to NFTs and things like that. So I'm very, very excited about CWRK. Obviously, I've seen what Cameron has done with Dragonfly and how he's managed Dragonfly. He's obviously not the CEO, but he's on the board. And so he has probably a major hand in that. So I definitely envision, CWRK doing pretty well. I see that the stock market isn't the only thing taking a dip today. It's Cope. Cope pouches. I've actually, I haven't done it for 6 months. This is the first time I've done it. I've actually ordered some non-tobacco, non-nicotine stuff from Back Off, and it's supposed to get here on Monday. It's that time where like I start doing yard work, baseball's back around, I'm outside a lot more, and so I tend to like get back to that, and so yeah, it's kind of something that's coming back. But yeah, I'm definitely trying to like stop. So I'm going to try an alternative for sure. The Drone King, you see the record highs of S&P, NASDAQ, but virtually all our plays are 50% down. Yeah, that's kind of sucks. It's a lot of the things that we're in really don't correlate, at least from what I'm in. Like if I scroll over here, guys, you're going to see a lot of OTC, 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 NASDAQ, yeah, NASDAQ, OTC, 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 NASDAQ, OTC, OTC, New York Stock Exchange about 4 or 5 in a row, NASDAQ, but then OTC. So I'm very, very OTC heavy. Ag Eagle obviously trades on the American, and then OTC, NASDAQ, but OTC, like, guys, I'm heavily OTC. And I really, after like hearing that interview and kind of some of the thoughts that I've have, I'm going to kind of see some of these plays through for the most part, because I am a long-term investor, but I really am going to start like evaluating like how heavily OTC I am, because I don't know if maybe I should start reevaluating my portfolio again and get back into like dividend stocks and go that route. I really like where I am. I really like the stocks that I'm involved with. I think we're right on the cusp of drone stuff, so all the drone plays will most definitely stay. Obviously, some of the big time like penny stocks, like OTC stuff, like LTNC is roaring right now, guys. The only reason why they've been down is because they're being shorted. They're about to just absolutely unload on Positive Catalyst. So there's a lot that's coming out for them. And then obviously Humble, HMBL. HMBL's got a lot going for them. Alpine 4 Holdings is actually getting ready to go to the NASDAQ. Dragonfly is getting ready to go to the NASDAQ. So you got some that are getting ready to make that transition, that shift. But as far as some of these other ones, it's kind of like, man, what do I do? So I'm really kind of sitting there and evaluating for sure. I bought a 2019 Ford Ranger, 0% APR, so dollar for dollar, metal for metal, buying power. That's incredible. That's one thing that he hit on too, was he was talking about like, how he approached, and when I say he, talking about Jordan Belfort, he talked about purchasing a vehicle for his fiance. It was like $250,000, I think he said. It was $250,000, some crazy, I think he said Aston Martin. And he was like, all I have to do is pay $1,000 a month and something, and it was just like, he was like, that made more sense than just paying it off. And I was like, I guess. I remember the first time I took a dip, one of the players had Skull Peach, another had Cope. He offered and said, what flavor? He said, Cope. Laughed, turned green. Then, the first one that I took, I was actually working. I was 16. I was stocking groceries at a grocery store, and we were on break. And my buddy was trying to stop smoking cigarettes, and because I never smoked cigarettes, never have any intention to. So he was trying to stop, and he chose to start dipping. So he got Grizzly Wintergreen, and I put my first one in. I had no idea. I put like a huge wad in, and he's like, the moment you start spinning, he's like, spit it out. And I was like, I got this. Holy smokes. I was in the freezer. So we had a freezer that was like 2 degrees or something like that. I went and laid on an ice pallet for like 25 minutes. It was incredible, like what was going on. I thought I was going to die. But, playing ball and stuff, I just continued to do it, and probably a bad habit. I talked to a Ford rep, basically too many people at home making too much money on unemployment. Yeah, I mean, that's something that's still continuing on. And, obviously it got extended. So, yeah. Hot some dividends. Yeah, and that was always kind of my plan anyways, as I started, really kind of building my account. My goal was to, get to the million. That's like my complete 100% objective, is to get to 1 million. And when I get to 1 million, I was really going to evaluate where I'm at, and then start trimming a lot of those positions and putting them into dividend stocks, and get back to the Dow 30, which was what built my account from the beginning. So that's always going to be my plan, and then eventually have dividends paying me. I mean, that really is, that really is kind of the plan, and that's kind of the goal I'm going to stick to. I probably will never, I'm going to say probably because I don't know. because I really had a lot of faith and a lot of belief in Workhorse getting a lot of the contract and stuff like that. And so I've really trimmed that position down. I'm never going to get rid of it completely. Same goes for Lordstown. I trimmed down the position on Lordstown. So that really is something that I've evaluated kind of going through this, but I will never sell out of those positions because I got into them for a reason and I believed into them for a reason. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm approaching things now. I love Rangers. Bad habits you should quit. It's so bad for you. I am Wednesday, so I'm actually on. It says Monday, but I think it'll be here sooner. It's an alternative that isn't any of that stuff, and it's actually tea leave. So I will be stopping. I actually quit for 6 months, and then it's just been hard at doing videos at night. I always did it when I did videos at night. After I would record, I would edit and then have one in and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm on that point where I'm gonna transition out of it, and hopefully this alternative will give me the same kind of vibe, same kind of feel, and then that way I'm not actually doing the bad stuff. Hey bro, we all have bad habits. Could be worse. It could be. I could be gambling at the casino every night and, losing money and stuff like that, or I could be doing other things. So, yeah, it could be worse. I just got my wife went and got our son a water table, and she just put it together. I just got a video. So guys, I'll kind of go through it. Really, like, for me, it honestly, I've been down the entire week. I had a huge run towards the end of last week. It really kind of rejuvenated my my portfolio, excuse me. But since that point, again, I'm down like about 12,000. I'm back to like 107. I hope that I don't fall below the 100. I think that would be a real morale boot, like just an absolute deflation of my morale when it comes to because I worked so hard to get to over 100. And then my goal was to actually get to like 250 this year. So I still feel like I'm on pace for that with a lot of these plays. It's just like the market really has just been kind of crappy. So, or sifting through the carpet smoking Parmesan cheese. Yeah, that is true. That is true. So they actually we've kind of had an uptick in homeless people around where I work, because I work in downtown Kansas City, and today was the first official day that they took a lot of the homeless people in and put them into hotels, which is crazy. I don't know who's actually paying for them to stay there, but yeah, they took them off the streets. A lot of them were camping in tents and stuff, and they took them off and put them in there, and you just see all kinds of stuff when we deal with them from my actual job, because we don't necessarily want them camping on our property and stuff like that. So it's been kind of crazy engaging with them and getting to know some of them personally, because they come around all the time, and like you said, Tim, things could be a lot worse. But guys, we're gonna jump in the portfolio real quick. So guys, one that I've actually been really, really kind of like disappointed about, honestly, as of right now, has been kind of like some HCMC. The reason is, I also dove into this a little bit more, been watching a lot more videos about it, is it's really kind of been shorted extremely a lot. And, HCMC is down tremendously. I still am profitable on it, but it's just kind of at one point where it was. A lot of people believe that because it's being driven down so much that it's going to be kind of staging itself for a short squeeze. If it does short squeeze and kind of get back relatively to where it was when it first popped, I might actually trim some, just because, I want to take some of that and put it into some other plays. So yeah, that's something I'm going to evaluate with that one as well. I've kind of hoped we would hear a little bit more. But that one, HQGE is a OTC. They're involved with like media and kind of that relation, and they really kind of have been a disappointment as of late, really not doing a whole lot. I have 60,000 shares in that. One I did add this week because I've had it and then I sold it on a pretty decent profit. But I really like the vision and I like where they're headed is Fisker. So I did get back into that. I got 25 shares of that. I did talk to you guys about early on before many of you guys got in here. I got into Genius again and I'm up to 300 shares. And then on my actual trading side, like one that I more swing trade and things like that, I have about 25 waiting for that to get going. I do have a price target of about $5 for that one. ChargePoint's doing pretty solid. Today obviously it's down, but with this, new infrastructure bill and everything that's kind of being put in place, that's one that I feel is definitely kind of staged for a really good, run. Workhorse has been really kind of up and down. They really haven't put anything out, but I don't know why my wife is calling me. Hello?
Did you hit inhalers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye. But Workhorse, obviously, they've been putting out good PR on Instagram. They actually showed a bunch of their trucks going through an assembly line, which I think is very significant, guys. It's something that, we really haven't heard a whole lot. We know that they have a massive backlog from just a truck perspective, so it's good to see that they're rolling trucks through an assembly line. They're putting them together, and they're going to start rolling them out. So I'd really be excited to see what their next earnings shows, and it actually might do really good for the stock. So that's one I'm excited about. Tesla, obviously, guys. Tesla's Tesla. There's not a whole lot. You guys are already completely, aware of what's going on there. Cciv is probably the biggest disappointment I have. Cciv, I got in at like $50, maybe a little bit, $48. And obviously, you guys can see this thing is sitting at $22.90, $22.97. I was really hoping for this one to do a lot of things. I'm just holding this one. It's basically the biggest bag I got. So I'm waiting for that one to actually start really getting, vehicles produced and rolling off the line and things like that. So I'm not doing anything until that happens. So that's kind of really the big ones. ALPP, Alpine 4 Holdings. Obviously, guys, that one is just on the cusp of going to the NASDAQ. When that happens, I think this one will just erupt in the upward direction. Obviously, institutes can get involved. It can start being added to other things. I would not be surprised if at some point this gets added to ARKX. So that's one that I'm really kind of excited about. Apple's been really rebounding for me, doing a lot of good positive things. But they're kind of dealing with the privacy issue and things like that right now. So it's kind of been up and down at times. So there's just a lot that's going on with a lot of these plays. And I know a lot of people are kind of involved with some of the same ones. So, excuse me. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at, guys. That's kind of what we're looking at. So, but how have you guys been doing? Update, Jack did not block me. I will troll his survey questions till I'm... Yeah, you've been trolling like crazy, Tim. You've been really giving him a hard time, which I understand why. And, I think for his... I don't want to defend him, because I understand, like, what he did and how he upset so many people. I completely understand that. There was I posted it in, obviously, the Discord, but there was a video put out, basically kind of going through and dissecting every time he said that, what was going on with Workhorse and things like that, and really kind of pumped it up. And so I completely understand. I think for his age and for him to build up his channel the way he did and how fast it grew, and then for him to have to respond and be able to give good solid answers and things like that, it's crazy. And he really hasn't done videos. I know he's building a shed and he's going to be creating I would call it a lab where he's going to be doing all his work, but it sounds like he's even shifting his model. He's going to be doing a lot more gaming. So, it is what it is with Jack, and it's just incredible that, all that happened to him. So, but yeah, I completely understand. I was very upset because, I kind of looked up to him, from a YouTube perspective, because he was doing such amazing things. He was very engaging with his people. He still is. But yeah, it definitely took a turn for him for sure. GOEV. Let's take a look. Wednesday. Canoe. That's right. Yeah, I actually was in Canoe very, very early on, before this happened, before the merger. I think it's cool. I get made fun of because I liked their van. Obviously they're creating a truck as well. So yeah, I like what they're doing. I think it's going to be pretty cool. I think it would be a good option for ride sharing. And so it's going to be interesting to see how they, go about it, and how they end up really taking it on because of the options that they're providing. So it'll be cool once they really start getting everything rolling with that. And I completely understand why it's one of your favorites. Loved your video on the Bitcoin company Cameron involved with, especially the Garbage Pail Kid cards. Man, it brought some good memories for sure. I was super excited to hear that they are involved with Tops. You guys know Tops is actually getting ready to come back to the market. I think at one point they were, it sounds like, and then they went away, and now they're getting ready to come back. So I'm extremely, extremely excited for, the whole thing. I think it's cool that they're getting in the Garbage Pail Kids through NFTs. I think that's absolutely incredible. And, I really do like that play. I was surprised, honestly, that video didn't get a lot more views, but it is what it is. I think in due time, more companies like that will start to get a lot more attention. But yeah, I was extremely, extremely excited to do that video. I think you guys could sense and feel the kind of excitement I had for that video for sure. Moving the whiskey bottles, eh? No, it's a dip bottle. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I really do look forward to, that type of development. I think NFTs, some people have talked about NFTs going away. I don't feel they're going anywhere. I think NFTs are absolutely doing tremendous things. A lot of celebrities, a lot of, sports athletes are using them to raise money to then give back to charities, to put them back into charitable causes. I know that's what Patrick Mahomes is doing. He's giving back to his, his organization. They're building a playground, based on some of that money. And he actually, on the first one that he did, he actually was able to raise enough money to finish out the playground. So it's incredible what some people are doing. I know Julian Edelman just got on board. I know Tom Brady is on board with NFTs. I know tons and tons of athletes are doing it. Sounds like Paris Hilton's gotten involved. So they're really starting to develop, and they're really starting to be a thing. So, companies are going to get involved with that. And for, Currency Works to be already in NFTs from a Tops, a huge card play, and then people putting out Garbage Pail Kids, I think that's incredible. So I was super pumped about that for sure. So yeah, guys, I'm satisfied. I truly am. I'm satisfied with my positions. It's just, it's kind of like that point where you're almost just kind of like frustrated. Like, I really didn't even check the market today, which is not like me. I checked it early in the morning, saw that it was just not going to be a very positive. It's already Friday. Most of the time Fridays are pullback days, and realignment days. And it just kind of seemed like it was going to be like that anyways. So, I still am very bullish on a lot of these companies like Ag Eagle, guys. Ag Eagle's not going anywhere. I'm very, very, very bullish on Ag Eagle. I think, we had that massive run the other day, and the reason is because some companies that put more shares into their ETFs. There's 3 companies out there that have an ETF with Ag Eagle in it, and they added a decent amount of positions, so it obviously had a pretty decent run. But it seems like anytime they have a run like that, there's always that next day where a lot of people see the profits and they take profits. So it's just kind of like, the trend that's going on right now. And so until they really put out a massive PR, or again, like another amazing earnings, I think that's when we're going to start to see this thing kick it in gear. I always envisioned it being, $7 to $7.50 for a little bit, and then taking off to about 10 again. I'm hoping that kind of starts to happen here before long. I think a lot more positivity is going to start coming out about the drone sector, especially after doing all those interviews with those CEOs. Hearing from Drone Delivery Canada, they're doing amazing things. Like I'm absolutely excited about that company for sure. There's so many Dragonfly guys. Dragonfly's doing so many things, even outside of drones, that they're just doing incredible things. And their stock obviously doesn't reflect everything that they're doing. For it to sit at $1.67 and them just killing it is just incredible to me. So just kind of crazy. UAVs to the moon for sure. For sure. I think it'll happen. Honestly, I've been debating, after even talking or hearing trade talk and stuff, I'm almost half tempted to throw some at AMC if I get a chance. He's about to do an interview with the CEO. That would be incredible. Oh, you should look up Luna Innovations. They are my top 5 holdings. They're amazing, literally in every good sector. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. I actually think I know who you're talking about. You shouldn't give Jack a hard time. We are all human. Yeah, I don't really give him a hard time. Tim's the one that kind of beats up on him, but I don't necessarily give him a hard time because, like you said, we are all human. But I think it's the approach and how things went about, and that's kind of the thing that I think we can give him a hard time about, is the fact that he built everything on, and then just the way he attacked it when the bad news came out. So that's just kind of my thoughts on that. But yeah, I understand. Hoping the new PR company for the Mighty Ag do their stuff for sure, Darren, for sure. I think that's the next thing we really got to look forward to on this next quarterly call is the fact that MicaSense is going to have their their hand in it now, because obviously Ag Eagle owns MicaSense, so the revenue that MicaSense is generating is going to be in the next earnings. That'll be incredible. Biting my tongue hard. Don't bite it off. Don't bite it off. So, Tim, are you feeling any weird symptoms from getting your shot? I know it was the first one. They said the second one's worse. So you got anything else other than it being sore? I think Nora, did you say you got yours too? So, yeah, guys, it's just kind of, I don't know. It's hard to kind of talk about sometimes, just because I seek for the positivity. I really do look for some very positive stuff like Eyeless. I'm very excited about Eyeless. I think they're doing some incredible things. They're doing a lot overseas when it comes to creating a more universal fire response. I think that's incredible. They're doing some pretty good stuff. They're very transparent. There's some other OTCs that I'm very excited about. So I know not everyone is in these plays. But yeah, it's crazy to think that I have 3 holdings that I have 1 million shares of. And I'm like, man, just do something. Just do something. What's going on, Duckster? What is going on, my friend? Where's the flea emoji? It should be there. Nora was just putting it in here. Duckster, it doesn't show that you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe it's because it's your other one, your other account. Now he's buying Rolexes, horses, and building studio sheds. Yeah, that was all on the back of Workhorse videos. I had a headache and took a nap. Pretty tired. Yeah, I feel I'm tired, but outside of that, I feel pretty good. I'm hoping that hopefully I'm okay tomorrow. So since I only got the 1 shot, it might hit me a little different. We'll see. I'm kind of glad I got it on a Friday, and then I can kind of just relax and hang out on the weekend and just hopefully nothing happens. So, Duckster, it's good to see you, my friend. I know you've been busy. I popped in the other day on your Instagram live. It looked like you were shooting some airsoft. That's pretty cool. So I know you're kind of busy. But yeah, I appreciate you swinging in, my friend. Appreciate you coming on in. Yeah, there it is, Duckster. That's just what was going on. You were just on the other account. So, boom, taking girls on dates costs money. He had to unsub the premium. That's awesome. That is awesome. Hopefully everybody's having a good Friday night. Hopefully you got to do some pretty good stuff. I think tomorrow I'm gonna be working out in the yard a little bit. I got the weeds taking over the yard. We've been it was really nice. It was like almost, it was hitting 80. I love it. 80, no humidity is like perfect. Windows down on the truck driving home. Cranking music. It's tons of fun for me. But then like we got some rain, some pretty heavy rain, and it dropped off again to about the high 50s. And so the weeds really started popping up in the yard. So I got to find a way to eliminate the dandelions and all that good stuff. Can't invest right now. I'm only $20 to invest, waiting for my other positions to come back to be positive so I can sell and diversify. Yeah, sounds good. Laugh out loud, we are expensive. That's awesome. That is awesome. That makes me laugh. Yeah, it kind of goes hand in hand. I can see how I'm expensive too. I do some expensive things as well, so I can't sit there and say that women are all just expensive. Guys are expensive too. I do some I played slow pitch softball for a while, and every weekend it cost money to do that, and then obviously to buy bats and to buy gloves and to continue on with the trend, it costs money. No dating anymore has really saved money. That's the only way I've been able to invest. That's awesome. And complicated? Oh, what's going on, Duxter? Probably only girls my age complicated. No, it sometimes we're complicated, but guys are too. Yep. Yep. That's awesome. My dog is absolutely snoring behind me. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but he is knocked out, passed out right now. What'd you say about him, Nora? I have to go back. I think I missed it. Oh, moving the whiskey bottles. I got you. Yeah, I think that shed that he's got though is absolutely going to be incredible. I saw his, his setup and everything. I think that's awesome. I thought that's awesome, and his setup is going to be cool. He's really going to have a pretty good setup for when he goes to stream video games and stuff. That he'll have it pretty solid. I definitely wouldn't mind watching him play some video games because, I don't know how good he is, but that'll be pretty cool. Nothing really happened with Jack. He just he put everything kind of on hold because he's building a new studio, and I don't think he's actually put out a video. I haven't checked, but he hasn't done one for a little bit, so he's kind of just been building his setup and getting everything ready. Oh my goodness, guys. Holy smokes, what a week. So I just went into the gas station to get a soda, and some lady had a heroin overdose. That was wild. Yep. Dealt with a few of those before. Dealt with those a few times before. Hey, so I don't know if you guys, I never heard the full story, and maybe I just didn't dive too deep in. Did DMX actually overdose to have the heart attack, or did he just have a heart attack? And yeah, Wednesday I have a Discord. Let me pop it up into the last time I did this it didn't work. Hopefully that works. That's the Discord right there. A lot of good talks go on in that Discord. As you guys can see, there's a lot of good stuff going on. A lot of communication. It's actually really good. I enjoy the Discord for sure. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I've heard rumors too that, and I don't know how true it actually is, but I heard he had COVID. They found out he had COVID at the same time, so he must have OD'd. He had the heart attack, and then when they went back in, they found out he had COVID. On top of that, while he was brain dead on the ventilator, so that sucks. Age 50. Duckster, I understand these terms. Yeah, I do. I have to actually qualify for my job, and then I have my own stuff that I go take to the range and do. From my military experience and stuff like that, I invested into some stuff. But yeah, with way how ammunition's getting super expensive, I have kind of put that on hold just because I don't want to just go waste it. So yeah, I kind of just been preserving everything I got, and I have it at home. Nora, did they give her the, what is it called, Rocan, or the, I can't remember the actual thing where it's like, it's almost like a shot type thing where it like brings them back to life. I meant to say I don't understand these terms. That's funny. That is funny. Hunting, shooting, fishing, beard growing, baseball, having kids, all while doing these in California. Go figure. Yeah, I like to. I'm not a hunter, and I fish, but I don't like taking the fish off the hook. As crazy as that sounds, I'm a big sissy when it comes to that. I feel like I'm hurting them. But I definitely grow the beard, definitely play baseball, and definitely have the kids. Well, I have one kid. I've been airsofting for a year now. It's really fun hobby, expensive though, but I enjoy it. Are you good at it though, Duckster? And then do you have fun? Pump Fiction kind of a deal. Yeah, Ducks, you starting to grow your beard? Bum, bum, bum. I got that song stuck in my head now. I put it on my Instagram story. It's The Rain by DMX. It was like my walk-up song for baseball. And ironically, I mean, it was a couple fighters' walkout songs. I went back and watched when Tyson was fighting, and Tyson walked out to DMX, and he was just, you could just tell it was going to be a match when Tyson was honed in, geared up, and he had walking to the ring with DMX bumping. That was crazy. I actually haven't. I probably need to. Oh, speaking of videos, guys, I really have been. I'm gonna try to start focusing on like understanding charts. It's not that I don't understand charts or know how to evaluate them, but like I really want to start like understanding the more in-depth like details of understanding how charts break down, like, and things like that. That's something that I'm really trying to hone in on the craft. So I've been watching a ton of videos, at least on understanding, like I can tell you like some trends, like what certain candlesticks represent and things like that, but I really want to dive in a lot more and understand a lot more. Yeah, I'm decent. I want to go to what is that? Event here in Cali. It's pretty much a 2-day event, and you camp out there, basically play army with toy guns. That's pretty cool. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty awesome, Duckster. So do you just have like your rifle, or do you have like a handgun, or what else is it? You gotta explain it. What's going? So what do we got going on? I saw you the George W. bull flags, and I have no clue what all that means. I'm starting to understand a lot more of the terms. That's kind of been the biggest thing is like, like there's a lot of people that throw certain terms out, and some people like it's understandable to them. So I've had to like dive in and understand what some of that, what it means. I've kind of known some of the like, the head and shoulder, things like that, but yeah, I've really dove in and like have started to break down charts a little bit more from an analytical standpoint. Oh, this has been a crazy, crazy week. I had to work extra on Wednesday, I think it was. So I immediately went from work to jumping into a video and then back to work the next day. So I am kind of drained. And then it didn't help that I got the shot today. I have an M16 and a secondary as a pistol. That's pretty cool. Favorite books / hobbies? That's tough. I'm not a huge reader. Probably should start reading some. But my hobbies are like I played slow pitch softball. Pretty there for a while. That's all I was doing, and I was doing that before I started YouTube. I'm trying to think what else. I do a lot of sports stuff, so I play fantasy sports. Like I'm very involved with fantasy football and fantasy baseball. So those are kind of my hobbies. And then ever since we've had our son, like basically every hobby revolves around him, and I absolutely love it. Like tomorrow we'll probably go to the park. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you can check out my stories. More than likely you'll see him going down a slide or on a swing or something. That's a lot of fun. Pete DiCarlo, yeah, has good videos on reading charts. So does Burner. I really follow Burner a lot. I've kind of got to know him a lot better. I've been talking to him as much as I can. I think Burner's been doing it for a while when it comes to charts, and his group is phenomenal. Burner Market Trading, the group from an overall perspective is tremendous. They do a ton of due diligence. They're very good at analytics of the charts for sure. Gotta read. I know that feeling on reading. That's funny. Gotta read Duxter. To be honest, with all the technology, kids don't read anymore. Yeah. There for a while I was listening to like books through like as crazy as it sounds, like I was listening to things through Spotify, and so I was getting books kind of read to me as I was like I use like my drive time a lot of the time to listen to that stuff. I for the longest time I always just listen to music. I very, very am diversified when it comes to music. Like I don't listen to just one genre. But the more and more that I've gotten, older, my drive is about 30 to 40 minutes depending on traffic. So I take that time to like listen to podcasts, listen to, audiobooks and things like that. So that's kind of something I've gotten into. I appreciate it, Nora. I really do. Wednesday, I don't day trade. I have two separate accounts. So like my retirement account is like very long term. Like I usually invest and then set it and forget it. My other account is more day trade, or not day trade, swing trading. So like I'll hold for like maybe a day or two. Some of the other plays I'll hold for like a month or so, and then I'm usually kind of looking to take those profits and put it into something else. But yeah, nothing. I don't really day trade. I tried to do it very early on. I didn't actually have the 25,000 in there, so I was only allowed the 3 trades, and it just got so extremely hard, especially with actually working, an 8-hour job and trying to focus on that at the same time. It was just way too hard and stressful. So I'm not doing that now. I do think eventually I might get into it, but for now I'm not doing it. Hobbies, airsofting, origami. He does do origami. Running, weightlifting, watching Lucas videos, video games. That's awesome, Duxter. Work extra. I work some overtime. So my job, I usually, on a typical day, I work 8 hours. That day, I actually worked 11 hours. My hobby is bag holding. That's awesome. It's good. No one died. I'm home now. My bag overfloweth. The man cave, yeah. I've really put in some work on this man cave for sure. One of my hobbies there for a while, as you guys can see on this over this shoulder, I collect baseball and football cards. That's kind of gotten a little bit more expensive since the pandemic hit. A lot more people have gotten involved with it, so I've really put that on hold because, man, some cards get super expensive. We can all become game streamers when the market crashes. Yeah. I think I got the setup pretty good. I just don't understand how to do the like streaming stuff. Like I get like streaming for like this type of thing, but I don't know how to incorporate games and like the action and all that stuff. So your job sounds so freaking cool, Nora. Like we got a 4524 at Stocks Avenue. So Duckster, you really have origami hands. That's awesome. They're getting you, Nora. They're getting you. Wednesday, since you asked, what are your hobbies? Uh-oh, what happened? A no-hitter was thrown. Ho-ho, by the Padres. Joe Musgrove threw a no-hitter against the Rangers. Well, the Rangers are trash. Sorry if there are any Texas fans out there. Reading and writing. You know, honestly, Wednesday, I was doing kind of like a blog there for a while. When it came to writing, I was blogging some of my thoughts around the market. I really kind of put that on hold, just because like making videos is really time consuming because you have to make the video, then you have to edit, and then there's times where like I'll try to do multiple videos. And in all honesty, guys, making videos takes about, I would say, anywhere from 2 to 3 hours, depending on what kind of video it is and how long the video is. So it really does take up a lot of time. Like I actually started a podcast. I was doing a podcast. I absolutely enjoyed doing podcasts. It was a ton of fun. It's just me talking to myself. But I'm able to like really kind of put my thoughts into it and talk about a stock specifically. And I had to put that on hold too, just because like, you know, I want to make sure I'm putting out good quality videos, and I want to put out a video every single day for the most part, except for the weekends. And like, it just, that's really kind of where I'm focused now. I think the moment that I eventually, if that does happen where I can go full-time YouTube, I think that's where I'm going to really kind of diversify how I approach this. I'll do a lot more podcasts. I'll do, you know, way more videos than what I'm doing now. I'll be able to double down on some of the stuff. And then, you know, I have always talked about doing another channel related to sports. So in due time, you know, we're coming up on a full year of me doing YouTube, which is absolutely insane, guys. It feels like I've been doing YouTube for like years, and this will only be 1 year coming up here, April. Actually, we just passed 1 year. So we just hit it 1 year on YouTube. So it's absolutely incredible to see where I've come. You know, when I first started doing this, I didn't really envision getting to this point. I saw how hard it was to get even to 1,000 subscribers, and I was like, man, it's going to be insane. And, you know, here I am sitting at 4,600 subscribers. I'm live streaming every Friday. I'm putting out videos, it feels like every single day, and I absolutely enjoy every minute of it, guys. This is something that truly is a blessing, and, like, I don't know if it was just a pandemic that caused me to do it or if I just decided to jump into it and do it. But honestly, this is one of the best things I've ever done for sure. And like, it gave me the opportunity to meet you guys for sure. But that's awesome, Wednesday. Reading and writing, that's good for sure. Stocks and gardening. Yeah, maybe I might have to get some tips on gardening because my yard looks like a jungle. But yeah, I started... I got a planter. I'm going to start growing some tomatoes again and doing some other things like that. What's my favorite thing about doing YouTube? In all honesty, guys, my favorite thing about doing YouTube is the engagement that I get from doing it. And like the excitement I get to see from on the opposite end. Like if I put out a video and you guys like absolutely enjoy it, That's what really makes it exciting. Like the engagement that I've gotten from doing YouTube. So like engaging with people that I never thought I would get to, or like just creating a community that's positive. I think honestly that's been the best part about YouTube, and it really is like being able to meet new people, doing the same thing and sharing the same kind of ideas that other people have, is awesome. So yeah, that's 100% the best part about YouTube. I don't even really consider like, I've gotten paid from YouTube now, since January, and it's really not a ton. Like I think I've made up to $2,000 up to this point, and I don't want that to sound like it's not a lot, because it actually, for where I'm at, that's a decent amount. But like I've told myself, and I've told you guys numerous times, so come this, I'm gonna say right around like November-ish, December-ish time, I'm gonna donate about $1,000 of that. $1,000 of that is gonna go to a charity, and I'm gonna do that every single year. So that's kind of the plan with that. And I don't necessarily do it for money. Eventually, as crazy as it sounds, I would eventually like to do it for the money aspect, just because that way I can focus on it full time. But that's not the intent of, or ever really the reason why I started this. It was to the fact that I wanted to start understanding stocks a lot better, create a community, and a good positive, community that we can all relate about. Nora, you're a stock or a nerd, a plant nerd too. Appreciate it, Duckster. That's awesome. That is awesome. I think one of my favorite parts about doing this too is like I enjoy Fridays a lot. I really enjoy like live streaming. That's been by far like one of my, I think, favorite things. I think if I do become full-time YouTube, I would live stream a lot more. I'd be able to engage a lot more from a live stream perspective. So almost to 5K. I know, that's incredible. That's incredible. What's cool too, I think I'd have to check, but CJ basically hit 10,000. If he hasn't hit 10,000, he is right there. And so CJ's been doing some amazing things too. Lucas, tomorrow you're going to feel like crap probably. I hope not. I sure hope not. I sure hope not. I'm starting to get a little hot. I can feel it. Probably because I'm wearing a hoodie. So. No, Dexter, it's not. Yeah, I was telling earlier, Dexter, I'm switching over to, it's called Tea Leaves. It's a company called Back Off. And it's for tea leaves, and it's kind of like an alternative. Lucas, my financial nurse. That's what not a financial advisor, but I can be a financial nurse. I might need a nurse tomorrow. Holy smokes, ladies and gentlemen. What a Friday. What a Friday. It was kind of just crazy all around. So I guess there's some massive volleyball tournament in downtown Kansas City, and there were just buses everywhere. Everywhere. So there's some big volleyball tournament going on in Kansas City this weekend. Your financial friend. I actually haven't watched one of his videos in a while. I know Tim watches a lot of his videos. Tim, my financial advisor. He's been killing it with POWW. That stock has been absolutely doing tremendous things, and he's been on point with it. It has its morning dip off, like he said, except for one day I think it actually ran up. But yeah, he's been killing it with the POWW. I hope it turns out well. Nora, did you actually get in? I know you said you were going to try it. I watch him all the time. He's the best sellout on YouTube. That's awesome. That's awesome. It's crazy to think like when those guys actually expose like how much they make on YouTube. It's unbelievable. They make a lot of off of other sources as well. Like a lot of them make it off of Weeble and stuff. I thought about doing it, but then guys, like here is my thoughts on that. So I could have honestly, I feel like I could have done the same thing with Weeble, but my problem is like if I put out a stock, let's say for example, I put out a video on ILUS, and if I am an advocate for Weeble, and I'm saying, hey guys, go sign up for this account, you get free stocks, I get free stocks, everything's good and dandy. The problem is I'm putting out a video on a company you can't even invest in because they don't trade that on their their market. So that's kind of the reason why I never actually pursued that, because I don't want to be that guy that's like talking about stocks that no one can invest in, but I'm telling you to open an account. You know what I mean? So I felt like I was kind of contradicting myself with that, and so I've just never chose to do that. I do have the note, or I have the ability down in my like subsection to, if you guys wanted to use my thing, you can sign up through Weeble and get the free stocks, but I don't promote it because a lot of the stuff I talk about, if you were to use Weeble, you wouldn't be able to invest in anyways. So that's kind of why I chose not to do that. You swing traded FUBO from Thursday to Friday. I made 50. That's awesome, Nora. I hear that's actually a good play. I noticed you play lots of penny stocks. Do you play any bigger companies? Yeah, I actually have a decent amount Wednesday. So like I'm very involved with Apple. Apple was like my number one. It will always be like one of my top three. Tesla obviously is up there. So here I'll kind of show you. So this tab right here says 401k of the future. This is actually what I was invested in before all the penny stocks happened. So I was in like the Dow 30. So like United Health, Amazon, Intel, Home Depot, AbbVie, Nike, 3M, Raytheon, Microsoft, Travelers, Visa, FedEx, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, McDonald's. So all these I was in. They built up my account, and then I started doing my more riskier plays. These are definitely ones that I'm going to get back into. That's why I put them under their 401k of the future. So when the time comes, that's what I'm going to reinvest into. So I always keep that tab there, just so I can keep track of those stocks to make sure that I'm seeing what's going on with them. Lucas is going through the penny stock OTC phase. I am, Duckster. I really am. And I kind of feel like I've overdone it a little bit, so I'm going to evaluate some of those. Hopefully they start to take off, and then I can reassess and maybe trim some to put them in more of those consistent plays. I have one penny stock, CTRM, kind of got destroyed this week, but I think it's a solid long term, I hope. Yeah, that's what you hope for. They're long term. Duck, laugh out loud. I keep telling CJ about other companies, but he doesn't cover them. NDRA was one, and he did cover, but that is the penny play. You keep saying Nora. Who is Nora? I don't see her. Wednesday, Nora is the Stock Explorer. I love Fubo. I had Sling, but first day of baseball season, I find out 3 hours before the game time that they couldn't negotiate a price to show on Sling. I found Fubo and haven't looked back. That's awesome. That's awesome. I hear it's incredible. I really do. I have DirecTV. We kind of got DirecTV for we've had them for a while now, and it's just kind of like something we've stuck with. But it has everything, so like I can watch all the sports. I can watch, cartoons for Maverick. My wife can watch all her shows, so that's kind of the route we go. Yeah, Wednesday, Nora's a lady. She was actually on the live stream last week. She was live with me last week. Yeah, I do kind of pride myself on that. I am 100% glad that I found you guys, because I like the fact that it's diversified. Like, you guys are a part of this just as much as anybody, and that's one of the biggest things too. Is I wanted to create a more deeper community of more than just dudes. Like I wanted a bunch of ladies that were able to get involved as well. So yeah, I'm glad you guys are part of this community for sure. Sheep amongst the wolves. That's awesome. That's awesome. Chang! Quack. Yeah, that's awesome. I got a feeling you are a wolf in a sheep's clothing. What are you, Tim? Yeah, Tim, what are you? I think I'm a. Mine's September, so I think I'm an ox. I missed last week. I'm sorry. I feel like I let you down now. No, no worries. I understand. People have stuff going on. There's going to be times where I'm not going to be able to live stream on Fridays. You have DirecTV too? That's awesome. Oh, I need a haircut so bad. I need to go to the barber. The hair's getting out of control. I can tell when my hats start getting tight. It's time to go to the barber. Gotta get the beard trimmed up a little bit too. It's getting a little wacky underneath the mask. Like this part right here just like grows out like this, and then it absorbs to the mask. Yeah, Wednesday. She was my guest last week. It's kind of hard to hear. I went back and watched it. It's kind of hard to hear at times, but it was a ton of fun. It was so nice to have Nora on the channel. It was nice to kind of have her on and talk about her channel and other things as well, and just not me as a talking head. I am the dog that chases off the wolves and keeps the sheep safe. So, what would they call it? The sheepdog. The sheepdog. I will after this live. Yeah, it was a ton of fun. It really was. Uh-oh, it sounds like it's starting to rain outside. Wall Street News headline: The Drone King invests $200 million into this penny stock. I don't know if it'll ever get to that point. I'm excited to, I'm really excited to get back involved with the drones. I'm excited to start putting out a ton of videos on drones. I think the sector is about to explode, and it's just going to be super exciting to cover, like Dragonfly, Drone Delivery Canada, Ag Eagle. The list goes on and on and on. Alpine 4 Holdings. I mean, truthfully, there's going to be a ton that are going to start to come out. Last few years, Duxter and I have given up on the fly. I actually posted a GIF the other day that put that I was it's from what's that, the movie where they get lost in Las Vegas, or the guy gets lost in Las Vegas, where he's like, I'm a wolf, one man wolf pack. Yeah, Wednesday. Who is it? Can I suggest a person you may like to watch on YouTube? He is a friend of mine, so I'm a little biased, but he offers solid DD on stocks you may like. His name is Happy Quack, or her name's Happy Quack. You are a wolf cub, Duxter. Is that the YouTuber's name? The computer's running a little slow. Probably because I'm live streaming. Says my keyboard's glowing batteries. Hey, look. Shows I'm live. Oh, there's the interview with Jordan. It was a good one. Hey, look. Look who popped up. Trading with CJ. Uh-oh. Oh, Matt Knowledge. I was about to type in Happy Quack. Okay. Well, Wednesday, you're going to have to tell him he got a subscriber. He got a subscriber. I'll have to check out his videos for sure. The Voozy ran up nice too. I didn't get POWW yet, sadly. Yeah, I haven't quite got in yet either. Yeah, I'm going to check out his videos Wednesday for sure. Lucas, they won't notice. I want to start a business when I'm older, but it's really hard to think of unique ideas. Yeah, that's always a challenge, Duxter. Guy has a beard. Yeah, I trust him. Subscribe. For sure. Yep, Beard Gang. Yep, Beard Gang. So, funny story, guys. Last week, so we live streamed, right? Nora was on. I didn't even realize. So, when I got off, I had ended the stream on OBS. So, OBS, I nixed the live. I thought I hit end stream on YouTube. So, I go upstairs, get all settled in, getting ready to go to bed. And I get on my other account that I watch like other, I watch gamers on the other channel. And I click on, it shows that I'm still live. I'm like, what is going on? I ended everything. So I come back downstairs and I'm looking at my thing and I'm like, well, that's closed. And so then I get back on YouTube and the YouTube portion was still rolling. So it shows like the stream was like 2.5 hours. But if you actually click on the live stream, it only shows that it went for like 1 hour and 47 minutes. So I was like, whew, at least it wasn't like running just blank time. But I thought it was pretty funny. Haven't been contributing much to Discord. Like I said earlier, don't have above had any money to invest right now because waiting to sell some other stocks. No worries, Duxter. We completely understand. Chang, you got a beard too? Holy smokes, Beard Gang. Let's go. Luke is good entry point in INSG. I'll have to check. Yeah, for sure. I know that you're in Seago. Duxter, I want to start a hedge fund that uses most of its profits to help communities in need. That's awesome, Wednesday. That'd be really incredible. So I know what you mean by difficult starting a business, for sure. I'm bag holding CTRM. CTRM, gotcha, huh, Nora? You should be a teenage consultant on how to date women using the strength of your portfolio to leverage multiple long positions Sounds like a wiener. I mean winner. I'm bag holding GME. Haha, so much fun. Holy smokes. Tim was playing GME and so was Nora there for a while. That's why he's here Wednesday. He's our comedic relief. That's why I'm so glad Tim joined the community back when he did, because he is definitely our comedic relief. He has to be a part of it. Dating a beard so I can say a beard gang. Yep, there it is. Beard gang, let's go. Don't tell my parents. Oh, that's funny. That's awesome. Wednesday, does your dater or the person you're dating, is he an investor as well? Sold GME to buy more POWW. Did you get a decent return, Tim? I know, like, I haven't been paying too much attention to GameStop. I've been really paying attention to AMC. You know, it's funny. I was gonna send you guys a picture. We have like an outdoor like shopping area close to where we live. We went to a restaurant the other day, and we were going to get some like frozen yogurt afterwards. And I walked past an actual GameStop location, and it was absolutely packed. And I'm like, there's no freaking way. I was about to take a picture of the sign and send it to you guys just out of, to laugh. I have a beard, but you need a microscope to see it. Go Beard Gang! Yeah, we're accepting of more people, but the beard is what started. Originally, as crazy as it sounds, if you guys go back and watch some of my first videos, if you go back and watch some of my early videos, the green ending, if you look really closely, it says stocks, business, and beards is what I was going to talk about. But I changed it because obviously I didn't talk too much beards, and I don't know how much I could talk beards on a channel. You lost 26K in GME. Well, 15K-ish now. It went back up again. Wow. Yeah, that's a bag. Lucas, are you an E-hang? I actually was. I got out of it on the massive run. Luckily. And then since then, I have not got back in yet, just because I've been loading up on Humble and a few of the other plays that I'm involved with. But I am very interested in E-hang for sure. Bought in at around 130, sold at 180 and change. Not so bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all. He's an investor in real estate, and he does invest in stocks, and he calls his cars investments too, but I digress. That's awesome. Yeah, real estate's another one. That's one thing I hope to eventually learn at some point. I don't ever really want to get into real estate, but I would like to understand how the real estate game actually works. We bought a house. That's what we live in here. But we've been looking like other places to eventually change up, get a little bit bigger house. And so I'm kind of like getting back in, trying to learn the game a little bit to see, because especially with the way the real estate business is right now, it's kind of booming. So, well, I grew my beard honestly because when I was in the military for 6 full years, I couldn't grow the beard like I have now. Obviously we have to be clean shaven. You can have mustaches, but I couldn't have a beard. And when I got out, I was like, I'm growing a beard, and I've never looked back. I have shaved it a couple times, but it's kind of a part of me now, and it's a part of my channel. Like, if I shaved my beard and then my logo obviously has a beard, but I don't have a beard, I don't know how that would look. So the beard will always be here unless for some reason I join back up with the military or my job decides that we can't have them. Any sushi lover in here? I can't do it. I can eat shrimp, but I can't eat sushi, like real sushi. I don't eat meat, but sushi is pretty to look at. What happens with Zanai and Lillian? So that's kind of like a long-term play, Duckster. Those have to be established, and so like I think they're going in waves. And kind of when I was doing the interviews, from my understanding, obviously the overall sector for drones is being developed, and you gotta kind of understand how that's being developed. So they have to really get in with the FAA. There has to be ground rules laid. There has to be overall rules displayed, and so all that has to be established. And it's going to be the exact same thing when it comes to flying taxis. They obviously have to build out the entire infrastructure. So they got to build skyports, and the skyports are going to have to meet regulations. The actual air taxis themselves are going to have to meet regulations. So that's going to be a whole nother wave. So I feel like once the drones kick it off and they get going, I feel like air taxis will be next. So I still feel like we're still a decent amount of time away from, Lilium being super successful, and some of those other ones. Yes, Wednesday said it. Beards are sexy. Woohoo! Yeah, hear that, Duckster? Get growing. Funny story about that. He does real estate investing. I met him while I was renting one of his apartments, and the rest is history. That's awesome. Yeah, Tim is hilarious. That's, like I said, I could not be more happy that he joined this group, for sure. For sure. Yeah, Tim is our comedic relief, for sure. I enjoy talking to Tim on the side too. It's always a good time. Always a good time. The only downside is that Tim's a San Francisco Giants fan. If he was like a Royals fan, we would be best friends. I'm trying to turn him to the dark side. Eventually, he'll be a Chiefs fan. He'll be a Royals fan. And maybe if he watches college, he'll be a Jayhawk. How old is everyone here? I hope I'm not the youngest. No, Duckster's the youngest by far. I am 32. Yeah, so that's my thought on that, Duckster. There's I do a podcast with a guy on I do it on Saturdays. It's like through a private Discord. And he puts out the podcast to all his Discord members. I think he has about 700, 800 people that are a part of it. And I think in order to be a part of it, I can't remember what the requirements are, but we do a podcast every so often. I did one last Saturday, and the time before that, we really kind of hit on that topic. And there's a guy that he talks to quite a bit that was a pilot out in Kansas. And he did a episode on him where it was strictly just air taxis. It was absolutely incredible to kind of hear him. It was absolutely kind of incredible to hear them talk about the vision and where it's headed and everything like that. So I don't have a college team, so I'll be a Jayhawk. Let's go. I just recruited one. Dream car is a Tesla, mine as well. Well, my dream car was my truck, and then now I have my truck, and so that's technically my dream vehicle. But here in the future, I'm definitely getting a Tesla. Yeah, I think Elon's incredible. So Kansas Jayhawks are a college team, so they kind of cover everything. The Chiefs, which you can see on both sides. So this logo right here, which is on that blanket, and then this right here is the Kansas City Chiefs. They're the NFL football team. And then the Royals, which I got to kind of pop that up. As you can see right there, that's the Royals. That's the professional baseball team in Kansas City. And then the Jayhawks, which are right here, is the college team that I follow. I'm 42. Damn, that sounds old when I say it. Nah, it's not too old. Probably because I'm close. I wish I could just sit down with Elon and have him mentor me. That'd be incredible. You would never sleep, though, Duckster. You're 35, Chang? You're only a couple years older than me. Tim's 42, but at the same time in his 20s. Tim, that isn't old. It's my boyfriend's age. Oh, nice. Duxter, mentally, I'm the same age as you, but physically, I'm old, man. 50 is old. Ooh, 50. How did you know my age if I didn't say it? Who guessed your age? How old are you, Wednesday? I know you aren't supposed to ask women her age, but hey, you asked first. My birthday coming up on the 24th of April. 16, 2 more years, and I'll be 18 considering an adult. Whoop, whoop! Duxter, are you driving yet? Other than your scooter? I'm sorry, Duxter. I had to. Uh-oh, Duxter. Uh-oh. I don't know if you should have said that. We might have to end the stream there. I'm waiting to see the response. Oh my god. You have t-shirts older than him? That's awesome. Dexter, my dog is actually about the same age as you. Tim, you gotta help our man out. You gotta help him out. She went silent after that. She went silent. She probably left the chat. Oh, there she is. You're 20? "20 years old. What I would do to be 20 again. Holy smokes. What I would do to be 20 years old. I'd be doing some incredible things. Now that I know what I know, I would definitely be doing some crazy stuff. Would be investing for sure. This is awesome. That's awesome, Duxter. That's awesome. Yeah, I remember those days. You know, when I first started driving, I would never like center the vehicle in the lane. I was always afraid on like one lane, so I would like drift off to the right side, and I always found a way to hit the rumble strips. So I always like, eventually I learned, but when I was first starting to drive, I was always nervous and I'd hit the rumble strips. Buying Tesla at $40. Sorry, doing laundry. No, I completely understand. I think we're actually going to wrap this one up, guys. It's we've been going for an hour and 44 minutes. I'm getting extremely exhausted. I truly am. I think the shot's catching up to me. I'm going to go catch some Z's. Hopefully you guys have a phenomenal weekend. You get to enjoy, the weekend. You get to relax. Hopefully the market does something better next week. Fingers crossed. Maybe we'll get to see some crazy stuff. But yeah, I'm hoping we get somewhat of a rebound. We get to start to see some more positive things. But I appreciate you guys coming in. I really do appreciate you guys swinging by, checking out the live stream as always. It's always a blast. Friday nights I look forward to because this is an enjoyment for sure. So I really do appreciate you guys more than you know. The videos are going to keep pumping. And yeah, we're going to keep this thing rolling hopefully. If you guys don't, if you're not following me on Instagram, swing on over there. I'll keep you guys posted over the weekend. I always post stories and stuff. I try to keep it active for sure. So I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys have an enjoyable weekend. Spend time with family, spend time with friends. And as always, have a good one. Uh oh.